Hello, everyone. It's Professor Shafter, and in this video, we will be covering chapter 16, which is the sales promotion chapter in your book. Okay, so what I'll do now is I will launch the PowerPoint presentation and we can go over chapter 16. The present button's being a little stubborn right now. Okay, there we go. Okay, and here is chapter 16. Now, chapter 16 deals with sales promotion. The importance of sales promotion today is that it actually makes people, um, it gives people the opportunity to try products at a discounted price. Okay. So, sales promotion is a very important part because there are so many brands on the market. There are tons of brands, tons of options, and tons of opportunities for people to buy a wide diversity of products. Now, in each product category, so there are like a lot of different waters and and juices and candy bars, protein bars, you name it. There's a variety of it, and more of them are coming out every day. So, sales promotion tries to stimulate purchase by giving people a discount. So, basically, the easiest sales promotion that everyone I'm sure on this watching this video knows is couponing, right? So that is the most basic sales promotion and the one we're all familiar with. So sales promotion has a couple of goals. The first one is to try to induce new customers to try the brand and hopefully become long-term users of the brand at full price. The second thing that sales promotion does is it tries to reward existing customers. And those you can see through programs that we'll mention later on in the video, but programs like frequent flyer miles or points on a Starbucks card, so on and so forth. And the third thing that sales promotion does is it tries to get rid of old inventory. So, for example, in a few months when spring comes and new clothes for the spring line are going to come into the stores, you're going to see a lot of sales on winter clothes because they want to get rid of them. So these are the three main functions of sales promotion. And like I said, the most important part of sales promotion, as far as the marketing mix is concerned, the promotional mix, I apologize, as far as the promotional mix is concerned, is that it works very well with all elements of it in order to stimulate a purchase. Now, so to define it, it's a direct inducement that offers extra value to buy a product. Okay. Now, there are two types of sales promotion. I'm sorry, this cough is really bad. There are two types of sales promotion. There's a consumer oriented sales promotion, and those sales promotion are targeted at you, the final consumer, and myself. And then there's such a thing called trade oriented sales promotion, and those go to distributors, wholesalers. They'll go to the places that actually sell the product, and they we want to incentivize them to buy more of the product by giving them reductions in price, by helping them with their advertising, and so on and so forth. Please forgive me. Okay, so we're going to be covering different types of sales promotion, and the interesting part about this chapter is that what you're really required to know is mostly the definitions of each type of sales promotion, what it is, and a little bit about how it's used. But this is mostly a definitional chapter. So as we go through it, I'll point out definitions that you should really know. So here's a list of all the sales promotions. On the over here, we have the consumer ones. So we have samples. And samples are exactly what they're said they are. You get free samples, okay? And we're gonna go through them more in the rest of them through the PowerPoint presentation. And over here are the different sales promotions the uh, to businesses. So when we say trade-oriented promotions, we mean promotions given to businesses, right? As you can see, there's one, two, three, five, six, 9 sales promotion that are done to consumers, and one, two, three, four, five, and six to businesses. Not working. All right, there we go. So retailers have gotten very large as one of the reasons we see increase in sales promotion. And the reasons, these retailers like Walmart, Amazon, Costco, Stop and Shop, there's a bunch of retailers out there that are really, really big. And because they are so large, they demand better pricing from their um, vendors, meaning people like Procter and Gamble for toothpaste, like Crest, or food companies like Heinz and other ones, General Foods for cereals. So when they demand all these price reductions, they they these price reductions come to them in the form of sales promotions. And also declining brand loyalty. People have become less brand loyal because there's so much choice and there's so many options for people that they like to experiment. So holding on to a customer sometimes means giving them price breaks. And promotional sensitivity means that people have started to tune out commercials, ads, billboards, and so on and so forth. So a sales promotion is something that can entice them very quickly. A lot of them are done in store, so it's at the point of purchase as well. And the brand proliferation basically just means proliferation means that a lot of it is coming around, it comes up. So there have been a lot of brands that have been crowding the market lately. Now, if you look at all the direct to consumer brands out there, and then you'll see an even larger number of brands that are coming in. Something they're small, they're niche, but people like the exclusivity of some of these brands, which again decreases brand loyalty. So basically, what we're doing with sales promotion is we're buying people. We're buying, in other words, we're saying, here's $1, try this cereal, or here's 250, try this frozen meal or whatever. Okay. So the thing about sales promotion is that it's a short term solution. Okay, you can get an increase in sales at the promotion price, but will you get an increase in sales at the full price? And that's part of the problem. Competition can always match you on price. So sales promotion is a very short term solution. One of the things that people worry about is when we talk about devaluing the brand, we talk about like if somebody keeps paying a lower price for this product, will they ever pay a full price? If I can get it at 50% off, why will I ever pay full price? That's also a big concern for consumers. For manufacturers, that consumers will not want to pay full price. So it actually means the brand is not really worth the amount of money you're charging for it because people are only buying it at a discount. All right. So I don't really test the consumer franchise building versus non-franchise building promotions, but I would really like you will know more about it when you take either sales promotion or shopper marketing as you move through the AMC program. So the objectives of a consumer-oriented sales promotion is to, like I said, to try the product and then repurchase it because you liked it. And repurchasing means at the full price. Sometimes we say like buy one get one free because we want to sell more of the product. So sales promotion can increase um, the purchasing, the amount you purchase. And you want to protect your customers from other people's sales promotion. So when your competition lowers their price, you may want to lower your price to make sure that your customers are not going to try their products. Now, you can also target specific markets with it. In other words, you can just have couponing, let's say, in a specific zip code. And with digital sales promotion through social media or Amazon, it's even easier to target because you always Amazon knows everyone who's buying Crest toothpaste. So if Colgate wants to run a sales promotion to those people, they can actually coupon just those people. Okay. It's much harder to do in a non-digital climate because you don't know who's going to use your coupon. And that's one of the problems with sales promotion is that people who actually are buying the brand are the ones who turn in the most coupons. Because if I'm a Crest user, let's say, and I can get $1 off 3 tubes of Crest, why not use the coupon and save $1? And it doesn't always mean that it'll be a Colgate user who'll take advantage of that coupon. So there's a lot of wasting couponing in the non-digital world, a lot less waste of couponing in the digital world. Okay, so let's look at some of these. Sampling is giving some quality product for no charge. So in other words, you go into a store and they say, hey, try the new drink, and they pour it to you in a little cup and see if you like it better than Gatorade. Or I'm so sorry for this. Or they give you a sample of cheese, or so Costco has a lot of this. Another thing that sampling does is they have those little small trial sizes, okay, and they give them away. Um, there are those boxes that maybe some of you students get in the mail that has different types of little cosmetics in it, or whatever. Now, those are just samples, okay, that they're selling to you. All right. So sampling is one of the most expensive, but one of the best. It is actually, let's try again. It is the best out of all the methods we're going to discuss for consumers. Because sampling actually gives you a little bit of the product and you can try it. There's no risks to you because you get it for free, right? It's also the most expensive. You can't mail samples anymore, and they used to do that, but the post office doesn't allow that anymore because of things that are going on in the world. But it's also expensive to do sampling because you're actually giving away the product. You have to manufacture it, you got to package it, you got to ship it to the stores, and then you got to distribute it to people. So it's the most expensive out of all of them. So over here you have their benefits and their limitations. Now, like I said, they don't really do door to door that much. They really don't do it through the mail, but in store, on packaging, and in events, they really do. So this is what it looks like on a package. This is straight from your book. You see, I'm sorry. You see over here, they have little samples. Couponing is something that everyone knows, and it is the most used tool. It's also the easiest tool to use. It just gives people a small amount or a large amount of money discounted on the purchase. So it gives you advantages. Now, they don't really have these many times. The freestanding inserts, they used to have these in when people used to buy newspapers. But I'll tell you something interesting. If you buy a house in a neighborhood in Long Island or wherever, it doesn't really, not in Manhattan, not in cities, but if you go into some suburbs, then in the next week or so after you move in, you're going to get an envelope full of local coupons to the dry cleaner, to the car wash, to the super, to whatever. And the reason for that is because local merchants send coupons to people who are new to the neighborhood in order to introduce them to their services. So they are still kind of used, but we know these days everything is digital. There are no newspapers really that are bought. So freestanding inserts in newspapers, not so much anymore. Okay, so you don't need to know this numbers or anything. Now we've seen shows like extreme couponing and stuff like that, and the some companies like Valpak over here mentioned they're the ones to send you those envelopes full of coupons to usually local dealerships, local businesses. Uh, Living Social is no longer around. They used to be owned, I believe, by Amazon, and Groupon is very. It's not what it used to be at all. But your mobile phone does have coupons in it if you download the apps. Yeah, you don't need to know about Groupon, but you do need to know about premiums. Now, what the two things you need to know about premiums: the definition of what a premium is, and what a self liquidating premium is, and there's a difference. A free premium doesn't cost you anything. So if you see sometimes when they introduced perfumes or colognes, Macy's or wherever, they always gave away a gym bag, an umbrella, something like that, or teddy bear. I don't know. And those are premiums. All right, they were like a gift. Um, Now, if you had to pay for the shipping of the gift or part of the gift, in other words, hey, this you get this teddy bear that's worth $29.95, but you're gonna get it at $19.95, $10 discount. Anything that charges you money, the shipping, shipping and handling, or anything like that, it's called self-liquidating. So the premium is either free or self-liquidating. And the difference is that you pay part of the cost of a self liquidating premium. What a happy child. And McDonald's uses premiums all the time. See this right here, the little toy in the Happy Meal, I believe that was. Yeah, it is Happy Meal. That's a premium. Okay, so kids love toys. Actually, I do too. So, all right, a contest and a sweepstake. The only difference is the law. So a contest is about skill, okay? A sweepstakes is about luck. So if a contest has things like best photo for Instagram, playing chess is a skill. All right, these things require you to the person to have some type of skill to be able to do something better than someone else. So contests are a lot easier to run because because they're less likely to be faked. So they're not illegal. Okay. Some places do have sweepstakes that are illegal. By some places, I mean some states. And there are a lot more laws about sweepstakes than there are about contests. So the main difference is that a sweepstake is 100% luck and a contest is about skill. And these things that you're going to talk about right here, again, don't worry about franchise building or non-franchise building. A refund or a rebate is exactly the same thing. It means you buy something and you get money back. It used to be for phones or sometimes you send high cost items usually have that you send away and they give you money back. Usually the company sends a check out. The interesting thing about this is that very often people they don't send it in, they forget to. So a lot of these unclaimed refunds are in the tunes of hundreds of millions of dollars. But that's all it is. You need to know a refund and a rebate is exactly the same thing. And the manufacturer gives you money back. But you have to apply for it. A bonus pack, very simply put, is like over here, you get extra, right? So you can buy, for example, sometimes shampoos or conditioners. They give you these extra, taller bottles, and they say 20% more free. It doesn't cost the manufacturer almost anything to add in the extra amount, but it makes people buy it because it's better value. The only problem you run into is that if those bottles get really big, they may not fit on store shelves anymore. So you always have to discuss with the distributors, Walgreens, CVS, whomever, if those larger packages are actually going to fit on the shelves. Over here, you see a bonus pack with toilet paper. Okay. Now, a price off deal, unlike a coupon, is that the reduction in price is right on the package. Let me see if there. Yep. So, for example, I want to get one free. You see right here, it's on the package. The coupons are on the package. So you don't have to bring the coupon with you. It's right there. Loyalty programs, like I said, are like the Starbucks. The more you go, you get points, and then you get qualified for free drinks. Credit cards have them, and they give you 3% back or 2% back. And you can apply those points to trips, or you can just apply them for credits towards your monthly balance. So you can redeem points, you can get prizes, you can use them for for frequent flyer miles, whatever. And event marketing, very simply put, is marketing and promotions done at events. We have events all the time. Some of them are the most popular one that I can think of is the New York Auto Show, and there's a lot of promotions going on there. You can get dealers to meet with dealers, and they may actually give you better discounts if you're looking to buy a car at the auto show than actually if you went into the dealership. So events are really, really popular. Another way you can do an event is by sponsoring the event. So you can put your name on the event. So, for example, yeah, Shea Stadium, which is no longer called Shea, it's called Citi Field because Citibank paid the Mets to put their name on their stadium. And every time there's a baseball game there, you go to Citi Field. So there's an association between Citibank and the New York Mets and baseball. So that's you can sponsor or you can just be at the event, not as a sponsor of the event, but as a promoter at the event. Okay. So with trade promotion, which is that was the end, by the way, of consumer promotions. So with trade promotion, it's about incentivizing the distributors. Okay. So let's look at some of these that incentivize distributors. They also get contests, but they get them in different ways than consumers do. So they have something called push money. So, for example, somebody is getting money from Samsung to sell you more Samsung TVs than maybe an LG TV. Now, the consumer doesn't know about this, so be careful when you ask advice from salespeople. But they make them directly to sales staff to encourage promotion of a product. So here's the different types. Now, trade allowances, they're different types. So, for example, a trade allowance is they give you a price reduction on merchandise ordered. So, they say if you order an extra 5 cases of Crest and your Walgreens during the month of April, that you'll get it at a reduced price, which is also called an off invoice allowance, which means that they just take the money off the invoice. So you don't have to do anything. It'll just say minus 10%, minus 20% net amount left over. And you just pay that after you pay the amount owed after the discount. A slotting allowance is a very important um, thing going on. A lot of manufacturers just put up brand extensions. So, for example, let's say anchovy flavored frosted flakes. Yes, that's disgusting. But the more shelf space Kellogg's takes up, the less shelf space available for General Foods to sell their products. So it doesn't matter to Kellogg's if they sell the cereal or not, as long as it blocks General Foods from having their cereals up. So what happened is supermarkets and a lot of other retailers created something called slotting fees, which means they charge you for the shelf space. they charge you rent. So if your product doesn't sell, you're still paying them for the shelf space. Don't forget, retailer can only sell the things that are on their shelves, right? So if their shelf space is taken up by products that don't sell, they have reduced sales for the store. So that's why they call this a failure fee. If your product doesn't sell, you pay a fee for its failure. So the problem with slotting fees is that small to mid-sized companies can't afford slotting fees. So because they're expensive, they're thousands of dollars. So the slotting fee is also based on where the product is. So is it on the higher shelf, on the lower shelf, or eye level shelf? The eye level shelf is the most expensive one in the supermarket because people rarely look down or look up. They usually buy products that are in the shelves in the middle where we actually see them. Okay, so sliding fees are very big with brick and mortar, especially in the supermarket business. Now, these are different types of displays that sometimes manufacturers give to retailers. I mean, I don't know if you want to remember the definition of planogram, but these are just different types of freestanding displays. Now, the interesting part about this is that manufacturer also pays for the rent on these things. All right, so that costs even more than a slotting fee often because it takes space on the floor of a supermarket or a retailer, so that they're even more expensive. Another thing that manufacturers sometimes do is they offer sales training. So, for example, you launch a new iPad or the new headphones by Apple, and you go to Best Buy to buy them. Well, let's say the salesperson doesn't really know anything about them or new cars or whatever. So, manufacturers actually do training sessions for the personnel. And they're expensive. They don't do them in the store usually. What they do is they take the sales personnel and they travel with them. I mean, they ask them to travel to nice locations for a weekend or a week. It's usually a weekend, but it depends. And they actually train them. So it's a lot of money being invested in corporate training and training of sales personnel. But the important reason why they do this is because those people become so um, knowledgeable about a brand that when a customer comes in, they will recommend that brand. So it's a good investment. It's worth it. Okay. And again, instead of event marketing, trade companies have trade shows. So there's the CES, the Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas, where it's one of the most popular one for companies in electronics. And one of the things that manufacturers do is they pay for the trip for companies or the top sellers to go to these nice locations and participate in a trade show. And they pay for the booth and a lot of other things. Again, very expensive, but definitely worth it. Okay, so a couple of other things. The definition of co op advertising or cooperative advertising is when you place an ad and it says Calvin Klein and then it says at Macy's. So both Macy's and Calvin Klein are featured in the ad and they both share in the cost for that advertising. You don't need to know horizontal, ingredient, or vertical. And that's it. I that most of the stuff that I discussed is very superficial, and I understand that. But AC111 is about teaching you, familiarizing yourself with different elements of the promotional mix. And we have designated courses for media, for sales promotion, and so on and so forth, where you'll get a much deeper understanding and learning about each one. But for the sake of the final, all you need to know is the definitions of all the things that I mentioned here. Okay. And as soon as Google records this and sends it to me, I will be posting it up in the Blackboard shell. Okay. Thank you.